Giraffes use their long legs to good advantage. They can run at 35 miles per hour. And their 17-foot height lets them reach their favorite food in the wild, tree leaves. In captivity, they also like other food. In fact, they're always looking for a new taste treat.
Hi, I'm Jack Hanna. Join me on Zoo Life to learn more about the animals of the world.
Have you seen Jack Hanna?
No, I think I saw him over at the Pachyderm building.
Have you seen Jack Hanna?
Last time I saw him was with the elephants.
Hey, have you seen Jack Hanna?
Yeah, Jack's over at the Longbow exhibit. Just head straight that way.
Thanks. Hello. Have you seen Jack Hanna? Where'd he go?
The name rhinoceros comes from two ancient Greek words, rhino for nose, ceros for horn. And it's this horn that's valued by so many cultures, it's almost led to the extinction of this magnificent animal. And with me is Harry Peachy, who's going to tell me a little bit more about this prehistoric-looking creature. Let me see here. Can I touch his horn?
Sure. That's Luana. Her name's Luana.
Wow.
Now see between the two horns there, can you see the fiber where she's been grinding, rubbing down? Yeah.
This fiber?
That's matted fiber, that's keratin. That, you can tell by the appearance why people have referred to that as matted hair. It's really not.
So it's just it's a hard fiber. It's like a fingernail.
It's like a fingernail. The material's like a fingernail. It's not attached to the skull. That's just
I'm just wiggling that horn, Harry.
It'll move back and forth because it's not fixed to the skull. It's really just attached to the skin at the edge.
So what's happening to the rhinos in the wild then?
Well, it's been poaching for the horn has been the big problem, and habitat destruction is becoming more of a problem now. The horn is utilized in medications, fever reducers. Its use as an aphrodisiac has been overstated, but there has been some historic use as an aphrodisiac. Horns have also been used as dagger handles, and that became a big problem a few years ago. With the oil boom in the Mideast, people could afford a very, very expensive dagger with a rhino horn handle.
It's sad, though, to have a dagger be the cause of the extinction of an animal.
It is. It really is a shame, and that poaching is a tragic situation. You know, they shoot the animal and just lop off the horn and leave the carcass to lay, and this is the only thing that they will utilize. Rhinos are animals that are very dependent on their sense of smell and their hearing. They don't see very well, so they have to rely on other senses. But they can tell what's going on in the environment by flipping their ears around. You'll see as we make different sounds, they'll flip their ears back and forth. They'll follow the sound. See how she's doing? If you stumble across a rhino, they have a tendency to jump up and turn around and take off towards the source of sound. They don't really look where they're going. They just go. And if you're a rhino, of course, you're big enough to do that. You can get away with that. But if you're in a rhino's path, you might be in trouble.
So, Harry, what's the solution? What do you think can be done to help save the rhino?
One of the things that's being done in certain parts of Africa with black rhinos is people are sedating the animals, removing the horn, turning the animals loose, and if they don't have a horn, obviously the motivation for poaching is gone. That horn does grow back, though, so this is something that would need to be done again and again if poaching continued to be a problem.
Of course, the animal has no defense.
Has no defense. That horn protects those animals. They bang their heads together so hard that you can hear the sound of the horns banging a quarter of a mile away, very, very loud. They really don't know what the implications are going to be if they take these horns and turn these animals loose and expect them to survive as rhinos. Worldwide education, obviously, is going to be a big factor.
So there's a possibility that that animal could be extinct by the turn of the century?
Certainly by the turn of the century, if we don't do something now to manage those wild populations, that population will be past the point of no return by the time the year 2000 rolls around.
I really appreciate you getting me this close to this animal, and it's going to be a shame if this animal goes into extinction.
would really be very tragic. What an animal that has existed in basically the same form for literally millions of years and now may disappear in a matter of a few decades.
And that's all happened in the last few years.
All has happened in the last few years, and it's been primarily a result of poaching by man, man's activities.
Human greed.
Human greed, that's right. Sums it up.
I'm very fortunate to have a staff with a strong commitment and love for the animals they care for. To most of the people working with animals at the Columbus Zoo, what they do is not just a job. They have a special relationship with the animals that benefits everyone. I think they're proud to be employed in the business of saving our Earth's creatures. And we have one employee whose generosity towards animals seems boundless.
It takes a certain type of person to raise an exotic cat for a zoo. And that type of individual is Betty Lightson. She's worked at the zoo for almost 12 years. She's raised baby tigers, baby servals, baby snow leopards, and of course, cheetahs. Most of these cats have had something wrong with them since birth. Now, Betty, what was wrong with this serval?
Well, Jack, actually what was wrong with this serval is that there was too many in the litter for the mother to take care of. So we knew we could successfully hand raise these beautiful animals. This is Haraka. She's a 4.5-month-old serval. They're found in Africa. And obviously you can tell she's got really keen hearing with big ears like that. She won't grow into them. The ears will get larger as she will. She'll only get to be about 30 to 40 pounds.
What was wrong with Dorje, where he's from?
Well, Dorje was born and he was immediately kicked out of the litter. Well, the mother went up in the den and she continued to have the rest of her litter. Never once paid attention to Dorje. So that mother tells me that she knew there was something wrong with this baby. We are still trying to find out today what exactly is going wrong. I got Dorje just about 6 months ago, and I really believe we're going to save this cat.
Yes, I do.
Now, have you ever had a problem with Dorje here with the dog?
I think it's a really very special relationship that Dorje has with Ashley. And I'm not sure Dorje doesn't think Ashley's just another snow leopard.
Now, tell me, give me a typical day when you get up.
Well, they're 24-hour days, Jack. You can never, ever, for a minute, take your eyes off these cats or maybe go shopping or something like that. You really need to spend your entire life around these cats. Dorje, are you eating that flower?
She wants to eat the plant, I
I
think.
don't know. It's a good boy.
One of these for your stomach.
A lot of these animals that I raise
Some of these for
are on
your
medication. So it starts very early in the morning, 6 o'clock, 6:30, let's say I get up. Feed them, clean them, medicate them. I load them up and get ready to do our programs all day long, even evenings, and then come home and give them a good night kiss and put them to bed. We're home, big guy.
That's a long day.
Hi, sweetheart. I love this baby. Yes, I do. Hi, Haraka. Are you a good one? Yes. Okay, go play. Just wanted to say hi.
Betty, why is it that all these spotted cats are so endangered?
Well, Jack, the reason I believe these cats are so endangered is for several reasons. One, because of man's greed. They still want to continue to hunt these animals for fur coats. And the other reason is because of loss of habitat. These animals have nowhere to go. So as a result, the zoos are really the good guys. If we can continue to breed these guys in captivity, they will not end up to be a picture in a book. And I take these animals out on outreach programs throughout the whole country. We do nursing homes, which is very, very rewarding. We do schools, we do churches, we do any kind of group where I can expose these animals to the public in a very safe manner.
How they're endangered and what we're doing in the zoos to try to help them.
I think it's important to have the animals come in direct contact with the people because it really opens their eyes. I think people seeing these animals up close, they realize the beauty of these animals. Plus, then it gives me a chance to tell them about these animals. I don't think there's a lot of people that know how endangered these animals really are. I think they know there's loss of habitat. I think they know that they make fur coats out of a lot of these animals. But boy, when you look and have them look into those animals' eyes, then you can really realize why they're worth saving.
She likes you.
More kisses.
This is great in the office. Hello, have you seen Jack?
No, I haven't seen Jack. Kramer, how about you? Guess not.
Well, thanks. We'll keep looking. Have you seen Jack?
He just left. He left out the door there.
Thanks a lot.
No, I haven't seen him in a long time. Check the monkey cage.
Boy, is he ever a hard guy to find.
Well, it lunchtime or dinner time?
Oh, this is dinner, Jack.
Boy, oh boy, who, is this for like one gorilla or how many gorillas?
This will feed 2 adult females and 2 babies. This is some endive and celery. Jack, this is a diet that they get every afternoon, but what Susan is making is a special protein drink that we feed them 3 times a week.
Protein drink?
A protein drink.
Wow, I may taste that.
Go for it.
So Susan, what is it?
This is a digestible form of protein. Each one has a cup, 3 times a week. Lecithin.
It's like castor oil to me.
This is brewer's yeast and yogurt,
oh,
calcium.
Yogurt, yeah, I love yogurt.
It's just orange juice, peanut butter. Black strap molasses.
What's
Hello. Wheat germ, B complex, wheat germ. And to make it more palatable, we add banana.
This is unbelievable. I mean, this is incredible.
This is a power drink.
The power drink.
Power drink.
Now turn the buzzer on.
Oh, I can't hear him for that, so I didn't come up.
How long did I do it for?
So we don't hear the banana anymore.
I didn't know bananas talk.
Ours do.
They don't.
Oh, look at that. Looks just like orange juice.
Yeah, it smells pretty good, too.
And you just
I don't know what's wrong with your nose buds. That
Jen,
doesn't
you
smell
just
like...
pour them in these little... Every gorilla has
Okay,
a
here,
little-
Adele, you hold these.
Here's
Oh, I see.
Molly's.
Wait.
Who's this? This is Molly's. I bet I can guess all these. Let me see here. Jade, oh no, I don't know that one.
Smoky.
Smoky.
Well, I can't keep track of 18 kids, so. But by the way, I was noticing something. These books up here. The gorillas don't read, I know that.
No, we
What-
use, these are all books on herbal remedies and holistic medicine. And we're not 100% positive that it works, but it doesn't hurt.
Well, I see. So these books tell you what to feed the animals?
It just gives us suggestions. Say if we have a female that's a little high-strung, we can give her some chamomile tea, and that helps soothe her nerves.
Gorillas are very intelligent. They have the intelligence of picking medicinal plants. They have a tummy ache or something. And the trees that are planted around the habitat are ones that they can pull a limb off and eat. And they do trim them quite a bit.
All different herbs are planted, and they'll come up, you know, in the spring and summer, and they can reach out and grab whatever they want.
Is it time yet to feed them?
Just don't
How many people can say they've been a waiter for 18 gorillas? A waiter for 18 gorillas. Boy, I hope I don't spill this. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, my dear.
Yep.
Excuse me, table number 22.
See what you're missing, Beth?
Jack Garcon is here, gorillas. Okay, now who gets fed
Well,
first?
we better do Mumba first since he's the silverback of the group.
Oh, here's Mumba.
Here he is.
Here we go.
Here he is.
Hey, Mumba, look here. Mumba, look here.
There he is.
Look here.
What a good guy.
Come here. Come here. Oh, that's a nice. Boy, he is
Mumba's
big.
on loan from Howlett Zoo in England.
Oh, I see. Hello. Hello, chap. He's the boss of this whole family.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, do you know everybody?
Yeah.
Who's this right here?
Jamoki. She's 2.5.
Her mother didn't raise her past about 9 days old, so we had to hand raise Jamoki in our nursery.
Lulu is the little new mother still. I think she's very proud of her little baby, and she loves to sit in front of the public and parade KB. You know, this is my baby.
And it's pretty neat because it's usually kids that see a lot of behaviors that they can identify and, you know, recognize within their own families. The gentleness of the mother with the baby.
The comical play influences the youngsters. I think the public is enamored with the gorillas because they have the best of human qualities and none of the bad.
I bet he's that way.
His name is Slob. See? Isn't he beautiful? I like rabbits. An Angora rabbit. No, no.
There you are. We've been looking all over for you, Jack. Where have you been?
Well, where do you think I've been? I've been with the animals. I sure haven't been playing golf or anything.
Isn't he cute?
It is something. Where have you looked? Where have you looked today?
Everywhere. We've been into the elephants and we've been all around.
No, I've been here all day just taking care of the animals.
You are a busy guy.
Kids, you know who this is? This is Peggy Fleming, an Olympic ice skater. And I get to show her the zoo, okay? Let's go. We're going to show her the zoo. Here we go. I can't keep up with you now.
Okay, I'll race you.
All right.
Well,
I can't skate, but I can go like this. Now, this is very special because usually people don't get to come in here. He will hopefully come over to you. Isn't that something?
look at you. Oh, this is so special to get so close. Hello. Oh, It's like a real little person. It's like a real little person.
You ever seen anything like that?
I'm just curious. Oh, yes you are. Yes you are. You want to see inside? Look.
He's getting closer and closer every time.
You want to see a picture of me? Well, maybe not. It's old. It's not very good. Now, why was he taken away from his mother at the early stages?
We don't like taking these babies away, but we have to when they won't nurse. The neat thing about the Columbus Zoo, Peggy, is that we get these babies back in with the mother as quickly as possible. And that's why you hear the keepers here going and making the different gorilla sounds. That's why you see the keepers with the gorilla on their back, doing everything the mother would do. She actually, the baby thinks this is her mother.
You're so cute. You're so cute.
Hopefully in about another 2 months, he'll be able to go back to his mom.
Will you let me hug you? He is just absolutely precious. He is just precious.
He's checking Peggy out. That's what he's doing.
Oh!
What's he?
He's giving me a hug.
That's right. Yeah, he'll. Now look at that. Isn't that something? Look at that.
Little Nicky and I were really tuckered out by the end of the day. But I'd spend another great day at my favorite zoo, the Columbus Zoo.
Country music, eh?
Yeah, and he said, Daddy had a farm in old Tennessee. My sister, my ma, and me. 7 older brothers, my sister, my ma, and me. Yeah.
Columbus Airport, middle of the night. It's cold, it's wet, and I'm standing out here, waiting for 2 giant pandas to arrive from China. People have always loved giant pandas, almost loved them to death. What a history they have, like in those old newsreels.
1938, a rare giant panda arrives at the Brookfield Zoo. Ruth Harkness, the lady adventurer who brought the first giant panda to America in 1936, returns with a second adorable panda. And the crowds in Chicago go wild. Mei, the new arrival, gets ready to be introduced to Shu Lin, the nation's sweetheart and the first giant panda in America. Yes, it's Pandemonium at the Brookfield Zoo.
Meet Shishi, the giant panda, currently residing at the Frankfurt Zoo. Chicago's Brookfield Zoo wants to buy him for $50,000, but the State Department won't okay the deal since Shishi's from Red China originally. Not that he cares about politics, he just enjoys a nice tub.
Not since Romeo and Juliet has there been such a love story. Crowds at the Moscow airport welcome Shishi to town, the British beauty who has become engaged to An, a Russian man about town. Object, matrimony. Shishi and An are the only 2 pandas outside of Red China, and the Iron Curtain was lifted to bring the 2 young lovers together.
And now we're trying to bring 2 giant pandas to Columbus. And we're waiting. And it's cold.
Have you got an estimated time of arrival on the aircraft yet?
He's 30 miles out. He'll be here in 20 minutes.
Well, I think they'll be here pretty soon. I mean, we've waited this long, 5 years.
That's
What's
right.
another 20 minutes?
That's right, 5 years, 4 a.m. in the morning.
We've been working on this for 2,000 days, 20 more minutes.
5 years since we took that trip to China. It was a goodwill tour. It was neat. Getting to see the rare animals of the Chinese zoos and being welcomed by our sister zoo in Kunming. Wow, it was great. The feel of the place, the exotic buildings, and getting to see the rare Southeast Asian tiger and the beautiful golden monkey. And then that baby Asian elephant that almost knocked me down.
Oh,
wow. But most of all, I remember the baby giant panda. That may have been the highlight of my life. To love animals as I do, and to get this close to such a rare animal, that was something. That was really something.
Dry, cold, slow. Usually snows about 30 degrees.
You think they're getting close?
And all that started this whole thing of bringing the pandas here. Where is that plane?
Where he's going to land at is right out, come in and approach here from the west.
Where's it going in?
Come on, baby, come on, let's land. Come on down, come on, come on. The pandas won't be alone. You know, the Chinese vets are staying here too. So let's get ready for introductions.
Welcome. English.
Hi, yeah.
Glad to have you
Good to
here.
see you.
Are you the veterinarian?
Yeah, I'm the interpreter.
Interpreter. Good for you. You're the vet. You're a keeper.
Keeper and keeper.
She.
Lou.
Chu.
She, Lu, Chu.
Welcome, Chu.
Yeah.
Retired.
How was the trip?
Yeah, it's long journey.
Long journey.
Yeah, 18 hours.
You wouldn't want to do it again tomorrow, would you?
No.
How are the pandas doing?
It's perfect. They just be comfortable.
Coming out, guys.
Everybody watch your feet.
Put this top on here. Keep about going down there.
Wow. Next, it was time to introduce the giant pandas to the media.
There he is.
Man.
This is the first time he's been out?
Yeah, he was only out for just a few minutes to try it. Went back in yesterday. So this is his first time he's got the waterfall. He's getting used to everything here. Now this is one we just let out. Now the other one hadn't been out yet. He's getting ready to come out right down here. I don't know how they eat that stuff. I tasted a piece yesterday. I couldn't get anything out of it. And that stuff is like splinters. Is everybody ready? We're gonna let this one out down here. If you want to come down and see this. This is Zinzin? Chin. Okay, I get them all straight here. They're all black and white, you know. I can't tell the difference.
They're not as big as I thought they were.
No, they're only 3 years old. They're 180, 90 pounds, and they'll be get up to 250 as they get bigger.
What's going to be the typical day for them here on
Well,
display?
they'll come out on display at like 9 in the morning, be out here most of the day or in their outdoor exhibit, which you can see right behind us here. If it's real hot outside, they'll probably be inside because the pandas are used to cooler temperatures. I was really excited and a little bit nervous to take Dr. Chu to inspect the outdoor panda environment we'd worked so hard on. So you like this panda exhibit?
Yes, real good.
Yeah, they worked hard. You got waterfalls and wood and everything.
And everything, perfect.
Do the pandas like the outside a lot, or they live in caves?
Yeah, we like outside. We like fresh air, like the trees, like grass, like the water.
They seem like a joyful animal, but they live by themselves, right?
Yeah, they're solitary animals.
What is a panda? What is a panda related to a raccoon, or is a panda in its own family? Or everybody argues over what is a panda, not a panda bear.
Yes. Okay. About that, in science, they argue for 100 years. Panda relate to the raccoon families. They relate to, bear families. Or they have independent families for over 100 years. Yeah, the panda has extra some, so they can handle, just like the primates. Except only panda and primates can handle things like humans. But in China, most people think panda is an independent family.
Now the diet, the panda bread?
Yes, panda bread.
Why not just feed them what they eat in the wild?
We can mimic something from the wild, what the panda eats in the wild. Panda eats 99% bamboo in the wild. But in the captivity, we gave them bread, they have good nutrition.
Well, hopefully what we're doing here at Columbus and other zoos throughout the world will help the Chinese protect this animal.
Panda is not only the treasures of the Chinese people, but it's also the treasure of the people in the world. So Chinese people need the people of the other countries to help Chinese to protect the giant pandas.
The visitors streamed in, and we had a pandemonium of our own. But what was more amazing than the numbers of people who came was seeing how they were affected by the experience. I would have to use the word mystical to describe the effect the giant pandas have on us. When we see them live and face to face, something about them just touches us and makes us feel more connected to all the animals of the earth. I know I was changed, and I think many others were as well, by having the privilege of this experience. China, the Great Wall. When this was being constructed 2,000 years ago, the giant pandas ranged over most of China. By 1900, their habitat had been reduced to a few pockets of bamboo forest in the eastern mountains. And now, with the Chinese population exploding, even these areas are under attack. And the number of giant pandas has fallen to less than 1,000. The Beijing Zoo was the first in China to exhibit giant pandas in 1955. They also had the first of several successful captive breedings of giant pandas in 1963. The giant panda has been revered in China for thousands of years. Books written almost 2,000 years ago describe the giant panda as a symbol of peace. A huge lumbering animal living peacefully on a diet of bamboo, neither hunter nor hunted. As symbols of peace and friendship, giant pandas have been presented as important goodwill gifts from the Chinese people for centuries. Most of the giant pandas in captivity outside of China were gifts from the people of China to leaders of other countries. Liu Yanhui and Ma Tao are two young men who were chosen from the many who applied to work with the giant pandas at the Beijing Zoo.
We feel privileged to work with the giant pandas. They are not only very rare, they are loved by people all over the world. They have exactly the same 7 emotions that humans have: joy, anger, sorrow, fear, love, hate, and desire. And when a giant panda is happy, we can see it. And when it is sad, we can see this too. I think this is because they seem so human to us, so very close.
The Beijing Zoo also has the other type of panda, the lesser or red panda. This animal shares several traits with the giant panda, but the question of how closely they're related is still being debated. Red pandas are also from China, but I got my best look at them at a place far away from their home, but very close to mine, at the Knoxville Zoo near my birthplace in Tennessee. And with me today is Greta McMillan, research coordinator here at the Knoxville Zoo. Now, I'll notice how he's eating that apple with his little paw there. It's almost like a giant panda.
Very much like a giant panda, and that's why they share the name panda. Notice those claws that he has.
It's almost like a little hand on my hand here.
Yeah, and it can clutch because of that opposable thumb.
You're right, the little thumb is something.
It's actually a modified wrist bone.
Boy, they're beautiful. They're almost like a toy.
Yeah. They're actually one of the few animals that's completely furred. They have fur on the bottom of their paws and everything, and that helps with traction. Their long tail helps them to balance as well.
Now, this animal obviously lives at high altitudes.
The red panda's habitat is in China and Nepal in the Himalayan mountains, and their latitude is actually very similar to the latitude we have here in Knoxville. In fact, I think one of the reasons we do so well with red pandas here is because of that latitude similarity. I think that's part of the reason that we're so successful with breeding them. We've had 42 cubs born here at Knoxville.
42?
42, 2 born just recently. The female that had the 2 cubs recently can't feed her cubs anymore. She doesn't produce milk. So we're really lucky in that that female will let us feed her cubs for her. We feed them and weigh them on a daily basis.
Oh, they're so little.
They are. They're just 2 days old. Can I give you one to hold while I weigh the other one?
All right.
So let me give you this guy.
Oh, they're so little.
Yeah, they are.
Jeepers. They squeak a little bit. They don't even weigh, I don't know how much they weigh, but this thing doesn't even weigh, doesn't even seem like half an ounce.
Yeah, the one you're holding only weighs about 100 grams. We have to weigh them every day that we feed them, and these guys we're feeding daily, just to make sure that they're growing at a good rate.
I put mine in the box?
Yes, please.
Oh, gotta be gentle with that thing.
What a precious animal.
Well, you are even lighter than the other one.
It's really important to have these cubs with their mother so that they can get all the benefits of the maternal care behavior. And in order to do that, we need to try as hard as we can to keep these guys with their mom. If you can possibly keep the cub with the mother, even if you're feeding it, it makes all the difference in the world.
In London, people have been coming to see the pandas for a long time. The London Zoo has been showing giant pandas to the public for over half a century. Mick Carmen was able to tell me a lot about them.
Mick, what's it like working with one of the rarest animals in the world?
I think I'd probably say I feel privileged. It's not many people that get the chance to work with giant pandas, and I've been lucky enough to work now with 4. Pandas are very, very different, but they're, again, very, very interesting. They have personalities, that's the thing about them. And the females don't seem to be as friendly as the males. And I've spoken to colleagues who look after pandas in other zoos around the world, and it seems to be the males are the silly ones, and the females take life a bit more seriously.
It's like it is in all life, isn't it?
Well, more or less, yes. I think this is part of their appeal to the public. They have this look at them. People associate with them. He's basically doing what pandas do best. He's playing to the public. The crowds have arrived, and he's just being a big softie. You can hear everything's reacting now. The chimps are going in the background. We've just opened, and the public have come in. He's just being dumb. And this is what I was saying earlier. The males do this, but I've never seen one of the females do it.
What do you think the panda is? Now we've heard it's not a raccoon. Some people say it's not a bear. What have they decided? At least here in London, what have they decided?
I don't think anyone's decided. They're still talking about it, and I think even if the panda goes extinct, they'll still be talking about it. They'll be saying one day, what was the panda? Instead of, let's worry about saving the animal first before we worry about what it is.
What do you think we can do to help save it?
Pandas can be bred in captivity quite successfully, but you're not going to save them in captivity, that's for sure. The wild is the only place. That applies to 90% of animals. The wild is the place to save them. Zoos are just a lifeline. But I think that the zoos of the world, by exhibiting pandas in good conditions and showing the public what a beautiful animal and how they would be missed if they did go extinct. My son's 10, and the thought that his children may never see a live panda, I think is just, well, it's too awful to even contemplate. And I don't believe it'll happen. I don't believe the world will allow it to happen.
Not everyone agrees on the best way to save the giant panda. Our 3-month exhibition at the Columbus Zoo raised almost $500,000, all of it going directly to panda preserves in China. And it left untold numbers of people with a better understanding of the need to save the panda and all endangered wildlife. But some dedicated people now believe that the giant panda is so rare that it shouldn't be exhibited at all. Others believe that in order to save the giant panda, we must learn how to breed them in captivity. There are no easy answers. This active debate over how to save the panda is probably good. As a matter of fact, an aware and aroused public is not the problem. It might be the solution. We've got to succeed, or else all we'll have left of the giant panda, this rare, magnificent, and wonderful animal, are going to be photographs in a book.